Bumble is back, both as our podcast sponsor and to help you find love. Honestly, dating can feel intimidating, but Bumble is definitely making it easier. Sometimes all you need is a different perspective or a little bit of guidance, which is exactly why Bumble has launched its new coaching hub. This update offers support and tips from experts, and my friends are loving it so far. For the love of love, give Bumble another shot. Hi, everyone. Welcome to Mini Scroll, the daily internet culture podcast bringing you the biggest stories from social media, the creator economy, and the digital space every Monday through Thursday and sometimes Fridays. I'm your host, Lauren Meisner, the founder of the youth digital media brand, Centennial World. Welcome back to Mini Scroll, everyone. All right, I have no updates for you guys. Our podcast launched yesterday, the podcast we were helping our client produce, the Anti-Work Podcast by Risa. So I hope you guys subscribed and listened to the first episode. And there's going to be lots of more really cool interviews coming. It's a 10-episode series. But as always, please rate, review, and subscribe to this podcast. We are trying to get to 1,000 Spotify star ratings by the end of the year, so please Spotify star rate us. All right, let's get into the stories for today. So the first story that I have for you guys, I'm going to recap the Nicki Minaj versus Cardi B Twitter beef that went down these past couple of days. So Nicki and Cardi have a long-standing feud, and it was drummed up again this week on X after Cardi B recently dropped a new album, Am I the Drama? In response to the album, Nicki Minaj made several posts, some have since been deleted, mocking the album's promotional pricing. She posted, quote, $4.99, as in like $4.99, and insinuated that Cardi was inflating or manipulating her sales figures. Nicki also repeatedly made jabs at Cardi's pregnancy in her posts and her lyrics. One of her tweets read, ABCDEFG, surgery to look like me, tell the rat and tell Jay-Z, Rico fraud and perjury, fallen off the charts with a big belly, running trains, barefoot, still smelly, still you could not outsell me. I don't know why I'm saying this as if I'm like low-key singing, but you guys get it. She wrote it like lyrics, okay? If you're not watching on screen, if you're not watching on like YouTube or Spotify, you can't see it on screen. She wrote it like she was writing lyrics. Cardi struck back almost immediately. She called Nicki Cocaine Barbie in Spanish and made personal references to Nicki's family, including criticism of Nicki's brother's legal history. ABCDEFG, your man have to snatch pussy. Pussy tastes like honeycomb. Your bro be touching 12-year-olds. And then she also took jabs at Nicki comparing herself to Cardi, suggesting Nicki compare herself with other artists from her own era rather than younger peers. Quote, it's not the gag you think it is. You've been in the game like 16 years. You need to compare yourself to your peers that started around your time. Rihanna, Taylor Swift, Drake, those are the numbers you need to be competing with, and you can't because you doing lower than all of them. I was in high school when you came out. What the fuck is you comparing yourself to me for? Cardi continued, all right, now this is the third tweet talking about my pregnancy. Like you wasn't going to different fertility doctors because you couldn't reproduce from all of them perks scrambling your eggs. Like Percocets. Not allegedly, Lord protect my babies. Okay, so there was a lot of back and forth. Like I said, a bunch of these tweets are deleted. But then Ice Spice got involved. She tweeted this like tee-hee emoji, like the hee-hee emoji, because Cardi and Ice Spice have some drama themselves. It's not really like as established as Nicki and Cardi. It's more that people feel like Cardi tries to assert dominance over her place in the industry with Ice Spice's like really steep rise to fame. Anyways, things took a really dark turn between Nicki and Cardi over these past 24 hours after they started dragging their children into this. This is from Yahoo Entertainment. Quote, Nicki referred to Cardi's unborn child as a sympathy baby and told her to abort mission. She also called Cardi's daughter ugly and a roach and a monkey. She also referred to Cardi as Cokey B, writing, please don't sniff coke with baby number 4/5. This is continued from Yahoo Entertainment. For her part, Cardi said that Nicki's son is nonverbal because Nicki couldn't put the drugs down. She also said the the only reason Nicki was instigating a fight was because Cardi is pregnant. She wrote, "I seen you at 2 Met Galas and you never have that energy, but where the fuck you at?" So yeah, bringing the kids into this, calling the children ugly, talking about aborting the kids is so low and horrible. And that is where fans went from like kind of, keeping up with the Twitter drama and being like, oh, this is like kind of interesting. Like, we love the tea, to being like, whoa, no, maybe not. No, this is too far, you guys. What the fuck? Okay, the next story that I have for you guys, this is actually pretty mini tech adjacent, but I saw it this morning and I thought it was really relevant. Users can soon buy Etsy products via ChatGPT. So OpenAI has announced a feature called Instant Checkout that lets users in certain regions buy items directly through ChatGPT, including from Etsy sellers. Instant Checkout is a built-in commerce feature in ChatGPT that allows users to complete purchases without leaving the chatbot. It will initially support purchases from US-based Etsy sellers, but it will expand this, presumably. So how it works is when a user asks for a product recommendation or says like, I'm looking to buy XYZ, can you tell me about this? ChatGPT will then surface listings of supported like instant checkout products with a buy button. And then clicking it will prompt you to confirm like shipping, payment, all of that. So ChatGPT will essentially be like another middleman marketplace for these Etsy sellers. OpenAI will take a commission fee from any purchases that go through its platforms. So at the launch, only one item per transaction will be supported. You won't be able to do like multi-cart purchases yet. It will be like literally a single transaction. It is only US based for now, but obviously it will be rolled out globally, I imagine. And not every product or seller will be available through this. So the seller has to opt in, and also there has to be like some compatibility things going on where OpenAI can say like, yeah, this makes sense and we can do this on your platform. And yeah, they say that they won't be biased towards results that do have the instant checkout, but like, sure, Jan. This is a pretty big deal because, I mean, we talk about this all the time, but literally everything is just a marketplace to sell us something. And this is a pretty big indication that obviously OpenAI is not just trying to help you find things and, help you source information and all of that kind of stuff, but now they are trying to help us buy things and trying to sell us more things. So aside from Etsy, over 1 million Shopify merchants from brands like Skims, Glossier, like a lot of the big brands that we know and love, are expected to integrate soon. If you guys haven't listened to this yet, you should listen to the Corporate Gossip podcast. They did a 2-part series, like a deep dive into Sam Altman and OpenAI, and it was so fascinating. I really didn't know the tea. It really opened my eyes to that corporation, and I really didn't know about a lot of it, especially kind of how they hide behind this mission of like, if we don't do this now, the world is going to end. And we are the ones that are going to help solve the world ending while also giving the world significantly more problems. So yeah, I highly recommend listening to those 2 episodes if you want more information on the behind the scenes, I guess, of like these big AI companies, specifically OpenAI. Okay, so for some lighter news, thought I'd finish on a light note here. The last story that I have for you guys is there is this new viral German trend of eating pudding with a fork, and it has turned into like a full-blown global community movement. Okay, so the movement of eating pudding with a fork started as basically a joke. At the end of August, mysterious flyers popped up around Karlsruhe. I really hope I said that right. A city in southwest Germany, inviting locals to a, quote, "We Eat Pudding with a Fork" event. Hundreds of people showed up to this event, counting down together before plunging forks into pudding cups. And videos from this meetup quickly went viral, spreading across Germany, Austria, and Switzerland. Soon, more gatherings followed. Over 1,000 people gathered in Hanover, hundreds gathered in Vienna, and events around Berlin, Hamburg, Dresden, and Munich all started popping up. On TikTok, the hashtag pudding mit gabel, which I'm sure I absolutely butchered, I'm very sorry, which translates to pudding with a fork, now features hundreds of videos under the hashtag of people jumping in, joining the craze, eating pudding with a fork, whether by themselves or in friend groups or in these giant community movement groups. So this is from tastingtable.com. A group spokesperson in Hanover said to DPA International that the purpose of the meetups is to allow people to vent in our current times. It seems to be a chance for people to enjoy a sense of community and togetherness in uncertain times and to experience a collective sort of unburdening, taking part in an absurd ritual that has no other purpose than inciting laughter and promoting silliness. Though new, it has definitely already become one of the most bizarre food trends of all time. I love this, and I hope we start to see even more pudding with a fork meetups all around the world. I hope you guys go out this weekend and have pudding with a fork meetups with your friends. I love shit like this. This is like what the internet is all about. This is like why TikTok is good. Okay, that's it for Mini Scroll today, guys. Thank you so much for listening. I love you guys. Please remember to rate, review, and subscribe. Please Spotify star rate us. And I will talk to you tomorrow for a Friday Mini Scroll. Bye.